Hey guys, welcome back to another LEGO City update, and this week's going to be so exciting because I'm starting to finally put together my own mini modular areas, and as you can see, my last week's update's gone and so has the donut shop, so stay tuned to find out more. Okay, so in this week's episode I wanted to take a couple of sets that I've done recently on my LEGO City updates, and as I've kind of been looking at the city every day, coming in, having a coffee, having a look around at it, adding minifigures, moving cars around here and there, I really did find that the back of the city where the donut shop and the toy shop were situated just did look really, really bare. And I feel like even with a tunnel over it, it just would look really barren. So with my city update last week, as I was going through the fish and chip shop mock that I did, I actually felt like that building could really help with that area. And so I thought I'm gonna try and do kind of a half modular remock of these two kind of sets together, and then I'm hoping that that will bring me inspiration to actually start doing the entire street there, because I've got a couple of sets coming in which are all the smaller city sets, like the city town center I believe it's called and stuff. So I've actually completely taken apart my my set, and this is the fish and chip shop bottom. Obviously pulled bits off here and there as I was trying it out, but what I am thinking is that I'm going to start with the fish and chip shop over here, and then potentially move over to have the donut shop around the back, or potentially the toy shop with the donut shop on top, and create a really, really fun kind of modular area. So I don't think for this I'm gonna have a back, because I don't have many bricks at the moment. Obviously bricks are very scarce with bricklink orders. I've got loads of bricklink orders coming through, but none of them have arrived yet. So I'm gonna concentrate on maybe making this backless at the moment, which I would then probably incorporate a back at some point. So what I'm going to do, first things first, I'm going to remove all of this and put it onto the green base plate with just this set here, and then we'll move over. So let me get on and do that. Down of where I think it's going to go, and weirdly it is a 12 by 17. Now I know usually with Lego it's a lot easier to do it in even numbers, but the reason in which I've done it actually as an odd number that way is because the back wall is going to happen, but what it's going to be is that at the moment it's going to actually probably be the tunnel of the train area that I was thinking of doing. So that's when the back of these buildings will actually get covered up. It'll be actually part of the tunnel, so they don't waste another stud, and we can add more stuff into the city. So I've laid the first base plates down. Well, not base plates, the normal plates. So that's going to be the actual foundation for the fish and chip shop. Now I also realized that on the fish and chip shop I had a lot of windows this side, but if I want to put a building at the back, they would be covered up. So I'm gonna have to do just some slight modifications, and I thought now that I'm not confining to just the pieces in the box that I had for the 3-in-1 set, I'm gonna modify it slightly and just make it a little bit more interesting. So I'll start putting the fish and chip shop down. Okay, so just put the first side on and the front. So this is very, very similar to the original set. Identical, just mirrored, because I preferred to have it as a mirrored look for how I'm doing these sets. But obviously I've just added a couple of bricks around here just to add stuff into it, so I thought I'd show you. I've also got this bit here because I've designed on the I think it's Bricklink Studio it's called. I kind of mocked this up and had some ideas, and I wanted to do kind of a closing counter so that they can open it, and that's how the fish and chip shop attendants can actually get in and out of the building, because obviously there won't be a back to this, any back exit, because they'll go directly onto the train lines. So I've actually stolen this at the moment, so I need to buy a new part of this. I think it's from the road sweeper, but I was going to put that there. Now I've got some extra pieces as well here that I was going to put in. So I've got one of the menu sheets, which is from the 3-in-1. So I thought a menu could go here, just hide that because I had run out of bricks. And then I had this help wanted sticker, which is from the ghost haunted high school hidden side, and I just thought that looked really cool. Kind of help wanted, they might need new staff members or something, so I thought that could go nicely there. Now on this side here, this will be his actual area where he's cooking. So I kind of made this, which is just a knife you might be chopping the fish up with. These could be some hooks, I might add something to it later, and an uncooked fish hanging from the top. So I thought I'd put that there, just to give it some detail. And then the brick behind it just kind of elevates it and just makes it pop a little bit, because these are all sadly all in silver, so I might need to make these a little bit more colorful at some point as well, but I'm running out of pieces, so I'm just kind of mocking up with what I have at the moment. Now I also think that the fish would probably drip if it was there, and even though this isn't the healthiest of fish and chip shops, I just thought having a little kind of barrel underneath it or something where the fish could actually be kind of hanging into at least. And then I could probably fill that up with some other things, which might be going into the salads and stuff that they serve. So if I have anything around, I could probably do that. I have a carrot here that I could put in there, so kind of just to give it a little bit of color. So he might be having that in there just to add to his salad area and things. So other than that, this will now obviously be closing. So I can also add this cooking setup. It's got a pan on the top and a sink for washing, and as well as a microwave, but that could be an oven. But this is actually from the 3-in-1 set as well. I really liked the look of this build, so I wanted to just keep it as it is. So that's going to go on the back. It'll probably go around there. So that just kind of gives it that nice kind of close. And obviously this will have a back on it at some point because it will be part of the tunnel. So just have to kind of imagine that bit at the moment. Now, I also created this, which is the cooking area, the display piece for where the fish and chips will go. And I've got an uncooked fish in there at the moment in the silver. So the silver is going to be uncooked, and the golden orange, I've only got a couple from the set, will be the cooked ones. But this one's cooking at the moment. So I thought that could go there on this side here. And then I actually built a place for it to close down onto, which was using one of these ones just to give it a little bit of depth. And if I can show you more easily, if I move this around, it was, if I remember rightly, I designed it on the computer. That goes there to allow that then to push down onto it so that it clips down. And then we want to use one of these till pieces. So that's where the, oh, that's actually one too low. I didn't put enough pieces in it. There we go, so there's his till counterpiece with, it's actually 3. If I had a 2x2 brick, that would have been better, but I'm using a bit of extra spares here and there. So put that there. And there we go, he now has a working counter. So obviously we need a fish and chip shop owner or a worker. And I'm having a look around my sets, and because I'm not using the shrimp shack yet, I thought I would use the chef from that because he looks kind of grubby. So I'm gonna have to try and get another one of these characters here. But I thought he looked pretty funny with his notepad and pen in there where he might be getting the orders. And he looks quite grubby, which is kind of what I wanted this fish and chip shop to look like. So I'll put him at the back there, serving. Okay, so before I go on and build this wall up, I also had a little seating area here just for people who kind of want to eat their fish and chips right there and don't want to take them home. So I thought I'd start off by putting the chairs in. So these are just simple red chairs. I might change these up in the future because this originally had a red theme, but that's kind of gone. So I don't want them to be too close to the door so it allows people to come in. I think it can go one more back, like so. And then I wanted the small table, which I've just used the table again from the same set. But again, this is blue and white, so it's one of those horrible napkin areas. At some point, I might tile this as well, but I haven't at the moment just because of this piece here. It perfectly goes in with the white lining area, which is why I haven't done it yet, because it would then, everything would be raised and that wouldn't work. So if I do buy maybe that in the kind of orange nougat color and have to go up if we're gonna do that. So for now, I've just left it without tiles on. But let me know if you guys think it should be tiled. I kind of do think it should be tiled, but I just haven't done that at the moment. So here's a little seating area, I thought, because then people can still come through the door here and they can still look at what's on offer, what he's cooking at the moment. So I will put someone eating. So I've put this minifigure. She's quite cool and happy. So obviously she's gonna need to be eating something. And I wanted to try and make fish and chips kind of look as realistic as possible with the pieces that I have. So I actually had some of these yellow grill pieces, which do resemble kind of fries. And I'd seen a couple of mock-ups of this on Pinterest and things when I Google searched. So I put that there with a one stood here, because on top of it, I'm gonna put an orange fish with a clip on so that it looks like she's got fish and chips on a plate. Now the plate might be better actually to not be white, but I wanted it to kind of look like a paper tray, like a paper plate thing. So there we go. She's there now tucking into her fish and chips. So let's give you quickly a closer look. There we go. That's what we have on at the moment. Quite busy and vibrant. Now obviously he needs somewhere to cook his fish, his chips. He's got his fish cooked, but no chips. Now I saw, I think it was Robin Hood Bricks did a recent fish and chips store, and I really liked how he did his kind of cooking little, behind here he had like a deep fat fryer. Now I only have one kind of piece that resembles that, which was this one that I had spare. So I thought for now I could just put that behind here. It might need to go up by a plate actually, just to kind of not be so close to the ground. Okay, so I've kind of come up with this piece, which is not as good, but it'll just be kind of a placeholder for now, kind of. But you can put them there for the chips to go into. It's kind of a deep fat fryer. Now, I actually found that these yellow wedge pieces look quite well if you actually put them in an angle like this. It does kind of more resemble kind of messy chips, I think. Kind of like that. So at least he has some chips going, he has a fryer at the back, and he has a fish in the counter. So it's looking quite good, I think. Now, obviously I need to fill this in here as well, and I need to find something to go there, I think a clock. But I need to see if I've got one in my set somewhere. But other than that, I'll fill this in and we'll carry on. Okay, and there it is. That is the wall put on there. Now, as you can see, I had to move the windows so that there is going to be something here, so at least that'll be okay. So that'll be hidden there, which won't be too bad. But again, I ran out of bricks, so I had to use a grey one for now. But also I added a little 1x1 stud here. So I'm going to put a clipper and another frying pan on the wall, just to give it a little visual interest and break it up a little bit. So I'll just show you quickly the full insides now of this little mini build. So as you can see, he's got his fish and his chips in the counter there. There's someone enjoying their fish over here. And he's got his ketchup, and I'm guessing that's vinegar, yellow vinegar. Probably not the nicest, I might need to change that bottle. And there we go. I might actually put a customer in here actually, so getting ready to be served as well. I'll have to find a minifig for that. Okay, so with some trial and error, I've decided that this is going to be the bottom shop at the back here, and it's definitely going to be a Newsagents having a look around. I also forgot to put the fish and chip shop sign on, which is the same as before. I really like this sign. I tried it with the silver fish and I don't think it kind of looked as good, so I went back to the orange fish, even though I don't have many of these at the moment. But I do think that looks really, really cool. So I put the base plates down, so let's get into doing the Newsagent shop. So, seeing as I'm using the toy shop from the same set as the donut shop opening, I have started down the side. Now I realised that I didn't have enough white bricks, so the actual original Newsagents one comes with the white panels like this, which I just didn't have enough white pieces to kind of make bigger, because obviously as you can tell I've made this slightly longer by 2 and a lot taller than the original set, because I want this to be the same height as this establishment here, because I'm gonna create a flatter roof I think over the top and have more things above. So I've gone with the light bluish grey because, as I said before, I have a load of these pieces. Tried to keep the same element of the original toy shop, but just raise it a little bit higher. So I've added some of my own details, but tried to keep it exactly the same. So I've used a line here of black plates and black plates here with white on top because they were just what I had. And then I had a dark modified 1x4 brick here, which I just wanted to break up the color, and this is going to be green and red to match the original store. So for now I'm just going to put a plate over it just to kind of give it some sort of look. If there's any cool stickers that you guys recommend or anything, let me know the sets and I will definitely add that in an update when I go through all these sets again with updates from what you guys have said. But other than that, I have also started to modify the top that goes over here, like so. So I'm gonna put the doors in here and then I'm gonna carry on from there. Now, one thing that I did have was I actually had the glass door, but it had the toy shop sticker on, like so. And I did not want to remove this toy shop sticker because I am gonna have a toy shop in my set. It's just gonna be the 3-in-1. So I had a look at the 3-in-1 and that one doesn't actually have this sticker or any sticker on the door. So I'm gonna change the doors around and use a different glass door and keep this one. Annoyingly, I think it's opening the wrong way, so I might have to take it off and transfer it to the side, but that's something we'll have to do in another video anyway. So I'll carry on and put the front on the Newsagent stand. Okay, so added the 3 red doors in, keeping the exact same color scheme, but I've added this 1 row of red plates just so it matches the same height as the sides, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a bit of texture and things. And that's what I'm also thinking of, well, it's what I am going to do for the top. So as I've said, this is a newsstand, so I'm using the sticker from the bus that I had. I'll put this up right now. This was originally in this mod that I did before, but I am kind of taking this apart for now. And if you guys really want that back in the set, then I will get another sticker sheet of this and put that in. So let me know in the comments if you want me to put that back into the city. But for now, I'm just going to be using this, and I'm going to put it in the center here. So this is going to be the newsstand. And then I wanted to just kind of make it look a little bit cooler. So I wanted to add some textures. So what I've done is changed it up a little bit. Adding this stuff here. There we go, just to give it a little bit of texture. So when this goes on, so I can't do it at the moment because I haven't put the other thing on, it will look a little bit different. So I've done the same with these here and created a little bit of texture. So let me put this other side wall on, and then we can put the top on. First things first, I thought before I actually go and put this side on, I've been experimenting with the insides of what I should put on in the insides. So from the original toy shop, we had this really nice computer stand here. So I definitely wanted to use that as the system for the Newsagents. So I'll put that there. I'm also going to use the Newsagents lady that I used before. Now, I don't think she's an official Newsagents person or anything, but she looks quite nice for now. So I'll put her in the back. She'll be serving. And obviously she's going to need to have a kiosk. So there might be something that I can put behind here instead of this red plate in the future. Like I said, you'll have to let me know if you have any ideas for that. But I have set up an idea because in the UK, our Newsagents, we have a lot of like chocolate and rubbish on the kiosk to try and sell us stuff. So I had some chocolate bars from the extras pack, which are these here, and I decided to put them on one of these angled clips. Now, what I can do is this is the kiosk. I've done it in the red and the green. So what I was going to do was place that there, and then using one of these modified plates here, I was going to clip this on, so it's at the angle, and put that there. So now there is a little area where people can pick up some chocolate if they want on the way to the counter after they've got their newspaper. So obviously this has to have these studs on the top, so I was going to cover that up with just having little trinkets that people might be able to buy. In fact, I was going to put that there, a couple of drinks, and I was also going to disguise her coffee mug, because obviously everyone needs a coffee if she's working all the time. So that could either be her coffee mug she's drinking, or potentially just one that you can buy. So I just thought I made it look a little bit busier and a little bit cooler at the actual kiosk. Now, the same thing is if anyone watched my my other video, I had made a drinks vending machine, and I've kind of modified it a little bit more here so that it's a little bit flatter, but I was going to put that at the back here, just so you could see that through the eventual doors that are there. And I've kept this sticker on for now because I'm still not too sure on this design. You guys let me know if there's any better designs. I might need to do some more looking around, but I've put some drinks in there just of different colors to make it look quite vibrant, and kept the green, this lime green, to kind of keep it in the same context. But I think it kind of works. So that's what I'm gonna do. Right, I'm gonna close this up now, and then we're gonna look at adding something onto this side wall here as well. Okay, there we go. So the wall has been added. It's got a little bit of a grey bit here, but I think that kind of looks okay. I've kept the black plating on the sides to give it just that little bit of extra interest, which I think looks quite cool. And you can see all the stuff here, but this corner here obviously looks very, very bare. And what I was going to add there was, obviously it's a newsstand, so what better than to have newspapers? So I've created a shelving unit here. Now this also has stickers on that I can't take them off. They're so cool, and the old ones which have droid heads on with the markings, which was from an old Bark speeder. So I'll probably I'm just going to order some of these, but for now I just didn't want that to hinder the build. So I built this, it's on a plate, and then I'm going to use Snot Technique to put it on the side in here. There we go. And now looking at that, actually, it looks like I need to move the drinks machine away from there because it's way too close. So there we go, quite easy to do, although the drinks have just fallen out the back. So let's pop them back in. Obviously when that's got a wall there, that won't happen. But there we go, so let's show you inside. So as you can see, there's the Newsagents, the news setup there. And the Newsagent kind of happy. So we're going to need to put some customers in there as well at some point. But there we go. There is the fish shop and the newsstand. So as you can see on this base plate, there's actually a room here. And using the pet shop cafe corner, which is where the fish shop was from, I thought I would add these ATM machines just to give it a little bit of variety in this corner. I've got 2 of them because I had 2 of the sets. And I thought I would just give a little bit of variety at the back here. So on the back, it's going to have 2 ATM machines. Now, definitely, because there's going to be a wall here, it shouldn't be too bad, then they won't be able to go directly onto the train tracks. But obviously right now, it looks like they could just kind of walk out onto the train tracks. But with a temporary roof on this, that is what it's currently going to look like. Now, I have ideas. I'm going to be building another shop here and another shop here and 2 shops or 3 shops here. So thoughts going on with this, let me know how it's going at the moment. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be obviously adding 1 or 2 more more shops above here, as well as a shop above here, which will probably be the donut shop. I'm going to maybe put a balcony along here as well. So maybe that's where the front door of that will be. And then in order to get up there, we're obviously going to need some steps. And that's where this bit here comes in. I'm thinking of adding some sort of steps here. And then potentially on the next base plate, having the pet shop, which obviously I'm going to need to edit because of the 3D sign. But that would come somewhere like that. So obviously this is going to need some modification. That might actually need to come out a little bit to give us some more room. And then this is going to stay as a pet shop, I believe, for now. But I think I'm going to turn this and these 2 floors here, into 2 separate other shops. So we're going to be creating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shops here, which gives us a lot more variety in the city. So if you guys have any ideas of what I should do with these, let me know. My thoughts at the moment is that this one is a secret project, which is going to be next week. And I think I've already got some ideas for this. I need to just have a look at if I can get the pieces together. And then for this, I was thinking could be either a gallery or some sort of phone shop, such as Samsung or Apple, but obviously not official. And then potentially have a gallery or a tech shop above. But if you have any ideas, these are obviously very modern looking buildings this here. So I wanted to have something that's just as modern that goes with it. I do really like this red slatting, so I don't really want to get rid of that. But I'm obviously going to have to modify to have a door in these. So that's going to come with its own challenges. But I believe that is it for this video right now. I'm going to be starting to do this as a whole series and creating a much more custom city, because I believe that I've been getting bored of doing just all the Lego stuff that they sell. So I think people will be a lot more interested in doing these more custom things and helping hopefully give other people ideas of what they want to do as well. But let's go to the outro. Okay, so that's it for this week's update. Obviously, I'm going to be carrying on. That's going to be a series which is going to be going all the way around the back of here. So that's where it's going to be going, and that's why the train track is missing at the moment. So my train is currently unfunctional. But I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Stay tuned for next week's update where I'll be carrying on that little mini area. And other than that, have an absolute awesome day.